Mabea here.
Yes, Mabea.
And we have Wakili Macharia. And Manso was also with us. And we want to communicate to the world about the frustrations that we have had at the DCI headquarters today. As it has gone on record that yesterday we were summoned at the regional headquarters where we appeared and declined to write any statement of whatsoever nature, electing to exercise our rights to remain silent. So today we were invited again to the DCI. We are joined by a senior counsel, Maanzo, Senator for Makueni. He'll be weighing in. But again, even when we came here today, we reported here at 7 o'clock as directed by the office in Nyeri. We have spent the whole day waiting for a decision to tell us go home. So we've spent the whole day waiting for somebody to come and tell us go home. Again, when we came here, they sought to interrogate us, and we told them that our position is as it was in Nyeri, that we are electing to remain silent, and that we are victims and not aggressors, and that if they were candid with what they are doing, they should go and look for the aggressors, because the aggressors are known. So we declined to cooperate with them on the basis that, again, we are not obliged whatsoever to assist the police in their investigations. We again told them we have a right to remain silent and not to do anything that may be perceived as if we're incriminating ourselves. So that's a frustration we have suffered today. No statement has been taken from us. Nobody has told us where we are here. We have just spent a whole day seated and warming the DCI seats. May I allow Mr. Maanzo, my senior, to weigh in?
Yes, thank you. Let me say that the day has been busy, and it has been an exercise in futility. First and foremost, if you are a suspect, then you must be informed what you are being charged with, and then you have options at Article 49 and 50, and you have rights as an accused person. But unfortunately, the people who have been victimized are the ones who are supposed to be investigated, instead of the people who caused problems. And I want to say what happened in Limuru is a very serious security matter, and the security agencies in this country must take it seriously. Some people have been mobilized. They have taken it upon themselves to disrupt social functions. Kenyans are scared of the Subarus without number plates and with hooded persons. We want to know who those people are, because the DCI today has assured us that those people are not in their department. We want to know which department of government they come from, and why are they harassing innocent Kenyans? Why are they kidnapping people, abducting people? Some people have been abducted, have never been seen up to today. Really, we want to get to the bottom of this, and as members of parliament, we are going to summon the acting Minister for Interior and for Internal Security, so that he can explain, while we wait for a new minister, he can explain why are there abductions and arrests, and also unconstitutional, and something which doesn't follow the law at all, extrajudicial activities in the country, so that Kenyans can be informed under Article 35 of this country, so that we can know how to improve our security and make sure that every single Kenyan is free, is not afraid of abduction, is free to express themselves and look forward to a better Kenya. So we are waiting. The last word from DCI today was they will summon our clients anytime. So when they summon, we are going to obey the summon, and we are willing to assist wherever we are able to, without incriminating ourselves and without our people getting harassed unnecessarily. Let them find who was bringing down the tents where former Deputy President Gashagua was seated. We want those hooded, masked people to be arrested and face the law.
Mr. Mabea has...
Yes, just a question for Wakili. Okay. My name is William from TV47. A quick one. Talking of Senator from Limuru, also member of parliament from Limuru they appearing before DCI to offer information on what happened at the burial or as suspects?
They had been called as suspects, and they were told that in fact they are the ones who caused damages to themselves. They are the ones who attempted to murder themselves. Ridiculous charges. I am very sure the government knows and has an idea. The people who disrupted the funeral and the people who injured quite a number of people, destroyed a lot of seats, destroyed property belonging to that family which was bereaved. Those criminals are known and should be brought to book. And the government knows very well. The member of parliament, the senator for Kiambu and the former member of parliament for Limuru are mere victims. For the first time in Kenya, we have seen a victim be victimized further and be accused of victimizing himself.
But yesterday when we were called at the DCI, the summons that we received on Thursday evening, they indicated that we were going to give information. They suspected we were holding information that might be useful in their investigations. We wrote a letter to them informing them that we have no information, that your guess is wrong. We do not possess or hold any information that may be useful. So yesterday, again, we followed up those summons in anticipation that we are only going to perhaps shed light as invited, again, electing to remain silent. But when we were leaving Nyeri yesterday, the statement, the statement on cautionary statement that was given to us, we were being labeled as suspects, that we are being suspected of malicious damage, suspected of giving false information. That is to say, when our client, the former member of parliament for Limuru, says that I was abducted, they are saying he's giving false information. So they want to charge him for that. They are charging us for malicious damage. It is our vehicles that were destroyed. It's our vehicles that were damaged. So we are now suspects. They are even suspected, placed suspicious charges of attempted murder. That is to say, we are attempting to murder ourselves. That's the ridiculous aspect of this whole process. Mr. Mabea will address you, then we shall invite the members of parliament.
Yes, just a few. I wish to indicate that yesterday, actually the High Court issued orders of anticipatory bail, restraining the police officers from arresting our clients. So the investigative authorities are quite aware of the existence of such orders, and we wish to state that the manner in which they have been detained an entire day at the DCI headquarters, and yesterday they were also detained in Nyeri, the same is akin to trying to circumvent the said orders. So we'll be moving back to court to file a contempt of court against the DCI, in which it is our claim that it is illegal to just arrest our clients when there are orders. That is all. Thank you.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you very much. I have never been idle as I've been today. Sitting at the DCI boardroom from 8 in the morning up to now. Yet we were very clear in the morning at around 8 that we are not obligated to give the DCI any information to help them with their investigation. They are the DCI. I'm not, or we are not. They should investigate and tell us the outcome of the investigation. Then we deal with that one later. But I want to take this opportunity, thank the people of Kiambu, the people of Mount Kenya, and the people of Kenya who have been standing with us in solidarity, telling us itapita, and telling us they already know what the government is doing. And I want to tell you a good reason, maybe you're asking, why we decided to keep quiet. As I said, one, we are not obligated to give the DCI any information. And two, we do not trust this government. We do not trust it to give it information first. Then they go manipulate it and create other statements from other people they might be bringing to incriminate us. So we are saying, you go do your investigation. And then if there is an issue, we meet in court. And I'll say that we will not be cowed. Anytime DCI invite us here, DCI, we will come. But I urge the DCI and the police or anybody else who is being involved or used politically by the government machineries, that they should also understand we are the people's representatives. Today, we were voting in parliament. And you know, the Senate is not like the National Assembly. The Senate is not like the National Assembly. Our vote counts per county. So if today, where we were voting on monies to be dispersed to counties, and I don't have a vote that is casted to represent Kiambu, it's the DCI and the government who are being used to make sure I do not present the people of Kiambu the way I'm supposed to. But we are saying, first of all, some of us, it's the first time we are interacting with the DCI. You know, we have been law-abiding citizens all through. But we are now interacting with them to understand how they work. And actually, we have realized they even have problems. You know, I might say I was idle, but I've learned a few things. They are not happy with the SHA. They are not happy with affordable housing levy. Their salaries are down. Ziko chini. So we are asking those who are making the budget, and especially the executive, angalia wa maofisa vizuri, ndio waache kutumika, so that they can invest somewhere and they can do business somewhere else. Waache kutumika. Those are our fathers, they are our brothers, and they are our sisters and mothers in there. So we have learned a few things, and I'm telling you, we are going to represent them. And I'm going to bring an amendment that teachers and police officers should not be paying that affordable housing levy. That is something, because I've realized, without mentioning name, they are also suffering. But nevertheless, we have told them and we have asked them and we have urged them not to intimidate, not to do arbitrary arrests or intimidation by the Subarus and all that. But I'm very happy for the state. I know you have also been harassed, and I want to take this opportunity that we shall protect the media freedom at all costs. Because if it were not for you, probably right now I'll be in a Subaru headed to Nyeri. Right now I'll be in a Subaru headed to Naivasha. But because you are here as our eyes, we have been released. Because for me, I felt it was like an arrest, because I could not live at my will. We were being told, wait, we are consulting, and you don't know who they are consulting, and you don't know who they are talking to. So we will support the media freedom, and I say pole sana to those who are harassed, and you should report about it, so that the other CID officers, because I believe not all of them are like those who are harassing us here. But you know, in my culture, we say, I don't want to direct translate, but thank you.
Well, let me start by saying I associate myself with the sentiments that have been expressed by the legal counsels, and of course my Senator Karongo Dhangwa. But most importantly, to say also that it has been a long day. We've been sitting in that boardroom since 8 a.m. And in that boardroom, there isn't much that was said. They were just engaging us in stories, including stories of monkeys, how they steal bananas there. And that there was nothing much in terms of what they probably would have called us for that transpired. But what hit me hard is you are getting in there and they're having charges against you. One of the charges is that I caused bodily harm. And I imagine for once, when pandemic broke loose, I had to run for my dear life. So I don't know how those people interpret. But I thought that they wanted us to have a statement so that they can use it to generate other statements to incriminate us. So in short, we are not satisfied with what is happening. We know we are being harassed. It was a serious psychological torture that you are kept there doing nothing until 5. And in fact, I thought at one time that they wanted to keep us until the media left. But now I'm happy that the media is here. You're doing very good work. Continue. I have heard that they have spoiled some of the cameras. Poleni sana. But tutaendelea kung'ang'ana kabisa. Ile kitu ambaye naambia serikali, you can try to punish those people who are seemed to associate themselves with the former Deputy President Rigathi Gashagua. Because I think that is the only crime I can talk about. But we shall not relent, because the 2010 Constitution gives us the latitude to associate with whoever we want, freedom of speech, freedom of expression, freedom of association, and we are going to exercise them as much as they will be running after us. We shall be going there if they want us to go, but we shall fight for our rights. It is unfortunate that this is happening in this country when you have the 2010 Constitution.
Maybe let me say something very, very quickly. I have read, because I'm a fairly young legislator, the youngest at the Senate, I've always read about detention without trial. But I actually feel that, and I actually know that today I have tasted detention without trial, because on our own motion, we walked to the DCI out of the summons that I had given to two of our colleagues. And once we got in there, we have sat there from the introductions that we made, and from the point that the client or the two colleagues said that they want to exercise the right to remain silent. We have been sitting at the DCI since 7 in the morning until now. It's going to 6 in the evening. So that's about more than 12 hours just seated doing nothing. And more punishing is that we were restricted in our movement. We walked voluntarily. We could not be allowed to even go out. We have not taken water. We have not taken tea. We have not taken anything the whole day. And I actually feel that this country has gone back to very, very dark days that I never enjoyed myself in my adulthood. I've never seen anybody detained without trial, with a court order that has an anticipatory bail that you cannot arrest this person. So now, since they could not arrest the two of the colleagues, they decided to punish us by telling us that investigations are ongoing. We were speaking about amongst ourselves. The DCI, from the director, the person who has just told us that we have no case to answer or we have nothing to say, they have not engaged us the whole day. Just they were telling us that we are waiting for further orders. The next officer comes and tells us we are waiting for further orders. Another officer comes and tells us we are waiting for further orders. Another officer comes and tells us we are waiting for further orders. Until the director himself of serious crime came and told us, we are so sorry that we have been keeping you for this long. We don't think that there is any reason to hold you here. That was 5:30. There's any reason to hold you here. We allow you to go home. We shall call you next time that we require you. And they had specifically told us to come at 7. If indeed they knew that they have to consult many people, they would have told us to go to Parliament. We would have gone to Parliament, we would have done our legislative job, and then we would have come back here at 4, 5, 6, because there was nothing exactly that was ongoing. So this country is going back to very, very dark days. In fact, it cannot be the days of Uhuru Kenyatta. They cannot be the days of Mwai Kibaki. This country is going back to the days of Daniel Moi. And I want to imagine that President William Ruto wants to walk in the direction and in the footsteps of Daniel Moi. That is why he was fighting you, the media. I mean, what wrong had you committed by just coming to try and cover these proceedings? And I would actually want to say, had you not been here, I want to imagine that we would not have even been allowed to go home. The reason why we have been allowed to go home is because they knew that you are still here and you're waiting for us and you have to report to the people back there. So we want to thank the people on the social media, we want to thank the people of Kiambu, the people of Mount Kenya, the people of Kenya who have stood strong and who have pointed to these excesses and the powers that are being exercised by the government and President William Ruto, because the DCI was here and they're saying they are consulting a higher authority. In my opinion, the highest authority they would be consulting then would be William Ruto, because if the decision was to be made by the DCI, he was here in the morning, he would have made that decision and would have gone home. There's nothing that we have said for the 11 or 12 hours that we have sat in that boardroom. We have not said anything. We have not been asked anything. We were just seated there. At least they would even have given us water to keep us busy or to even keep us alive. But nothing. When it is 5:30, we are now told to go home. Finally, I have said that I want to reiterate and buttress this particular point. If the intent is to intimidate us so that they can test our resolve, I want to commit that our resolve is extremely deep. Even if they locked us in, even if they took us to the police station, even if they were to produce us in court, even if they were to prefer charges, fabricated charges, because I actually imagine that in that charge sheet, they should not have written attempted murder. The only way it would have been written, it would be attempted suicide. It cannot be murder, because you cannot kill yourself. You cannot hire goons to come and kill you. The goons came to the tents that Honorable Mwadhi and Honorable Karongo were in. So you cannot say that those charges had anything. So we want to say that if they invite us, we shall come. If they invite us at 7, we shall come. If they invite us at 8, we shall come, whatever day. But they must, and we have also said, as we were making our closing remarks to the DCI, we have told them that we are also public servants. They should also allow us to serve our constituents. We cannot spend our time here. We spent the whole day yesterday. We never went to Parliament. We spent the whole day today. We never went to Parliament. They will invite us again on Monday or whatever day. When shall we work for our people? I don't think I have anything more meaningful to add. Thank you.
Thank you.
Vernacular. Yes.
Vernacular. You are making so much noise. We are not even able to
Please.
Swallow.
Sorry.
Wait a minute before he goes. There's a problem here.
Who says it, this?
Yako.
I'm the only one holding.
Just 1 minute.
Iko sawa? Njĩtagwo Peter Mwathi ũrĩa warĩ mũmbunge wa Limuru tene, na niĩ nĩ ndarĩ mathiko-inĩ marĩa marĩ Bibilioni, na thutha ũcio mũtheri tũgĩcoka tũgĩtuĩka gũka andũ marĩ atũme ngĩcirĩria atĩ gũtũmwo matũmĩtwo anake monekaga mena ũru mũno, na hĩndĩ makinyire nĩ kwaria ndaragia niĩ, na mũico wa ũhoro hĩndĩ ya ngũĩ yoimĩrire niĩ ngĩthara hamwe na arĩa angĩ na tũgĩthiĩ. No thutha wa gwĩthara hĩndĩ ĩno njĩtĩtwo kwa DCI mokĩte makauga atĩ kwaria kũrĩa ndaragia nyitĩte kamero nĩ andũ ndahũraga na itĩ. Kwaria kũrĩa ndaragia nyitĩte kamero nĩ itĩ ndoinangaga ngĩhũraga ngari. Kwaria kũrĩa ndaragia na kamero nĩ kũhenania ndahenanagia. Handũ ha manjĩte njuge ũrĩa kũhana, niĩ ndoka ndakinya gũkũ ngorire kwĩna thitanga cia kuga maũndũ marĩa ndekire, na ngorio kana nĩ ndĩretĩkania nao atĩ mathitanga ĩyo ĩho. Ndamera ngwĩcia ndorire ũguo ndaigua ũru ndarigwo andũ aya nĩ kuga marauga atĩa, angĩkorwo nĩ ithuĩ twahũrirwo tũgĩteng'erio kũrĩa ũrĩa wothe twateng'eririo, macoke moige atĩ we nĩwe wahũranaga. Na ndamenya metereire njuge ũrĩa gwathire nĩgetha moe statement ĩyo macoke mamĩgarũra na macarie ingĩ nĩgetha mone ũrĩa mangĩhota gũtũigĩrĩra. Ũguo ndamera inyuĩ thiĩi mwĩke ũtuĩria kana ũthuthuria wanyu, wona mwarĩkia akorwo nĩ mũrenda njoke nĩ ngũcoka, akorwo nĩ mũrenda gũthitanga mũthitange, nĩ tũgũcemania igoti-inĩ o mũndũ arute ũira wake, na andũ arĩa marĩ kũu thĩinĩ wa mathiko mau Bibilioni othe moke arĩa mangĩhota marute ũira. Tondũ tũtingĩhota thĩinĩ wa bũrũri witũ gũkorwo atĩ we ũrahũrwo, wahũrwo nĩwe ũroka kwĩrwo nĩ ũgũthitangwo. Maũndũ ta maya moneka ta ũrĩa mũrata wa kũiga haha hĩndĩ ya Moi, mũgateng'erio mara mũtirĩ na thayũ, nĩ ngari cia thikirari kurukuru, na thĩna ũrĩa mũnene menaguo nĩ ngũmwĩra nĩ kuoneka mũtwaranĩte na Rigathi wa Gashagua ũrĩa ũrarĩ deputy president, na nĩwe tũreta deputy president wa andũ. Ũcio ũngĩ nĩ wa gũthukio, ũyũ wĩho ũcio warĩ ho nĩwe wa andũ, no ũcio nĩwe ũratuĩka ũratũma tũhanga icio. No angĩkorwo nĩ megũtũtindĩka nĩ ũndũ wake, nĩ meharĩrie gũtũtindĩka kinya ndagĩka ya mũico, tondũ tũtikũrekia harĩa ithuĩ tũĩ rũrĩrĩ rwitũ na community itũ na region itũ nĩho ĩgateithĩkĩra. Ũguo ona manjĩta rĩngĩ nĩ ngũcoka, menda kũndwara igoti-inĩ nĩ ngũcoka, no nĩ ngũcokeria andũ a Limuru ngatho mũno. Kwanja arĩa moire tũvideo tũingĩ mũno tũrathiũrũrũka, na twĩrire DCI ko no mahote moe tũvideo tũu. Twĩna mothiũ manake arĩa maikagia itĩ, twĩna mothiũ manake aria matengeragia andu twina mothio manake aria mathia moete moko na iguru gwa tene mahotana twina mothio manake moimagaririe MP uria wikuo thaici ona heka mwegwecia marekererio riu aroneka akiumagario ni anake acio makiugaga ri ithu twijamba no acio riu no maratuika ithuĩ nĩ ithuĩ twahuranire no acio nĩo free akenda kuga atiriri gututuma Nyeri tari gutuherithia nake MP agoka kwandikira statement yake haha ithuĩ tũtingĩmaka ona matura tuthie Githumo na kuria kungi ni tuguthie no tukurugama na kihoto na andu a Limuru muikare mwichonjo na mutuhoere andu a Kiambu muikare mwichonjo na mutuhoere andu a Kenya oguo mutunyitiriire o hamwe na andu a mandiki mohoro mutunyitirire na muheane horo uria hwana ona kamera cianyu cia hurwo togwo ni cia hurwo mumere tondu muthenya umwe no tugatoria.
So I think the matter needs public inquiry.
Yes. Sorry.
The whole incident in Limuru, the government should conduct a public inquiry so that all Kenyans can come and say what happened that day. We want to stop incidents like this. They can easily result into deaths. They are dangerous. And the biggest job of security is to make sure Kenyans are secure. That's the biggest job of William Samoei Ruto. And therefore, it is better for the government to call for a public inquiry so that Kenyans volunteer before a magistrate, give evidence, and the people who are adversely mentioned to be prosecuted.
Yes. Turaigua ati bururi witu ni bururi uthukite kiboto ni kinamanitwe watho ndurarumirirwa na problem retu inayo ni problem ya misgovernance, misrule and violation of the constitution ni thirikari iria yiku na mathina amena andu makwaga mbeca kwaga irio cia kuria ma taxation makeria kwetha njira iria mangwata ku divert maundu acio namo nigetha andu matikawake kwaria kana mabate ku divert meciria mandu kuma kuria mari kwi mandu ta maya uria kurathi bururi-ini wa Kenya gutirathi wega tondu mundu uria agirwo ni gukorwa akirumirirwa ni undu wa maundu maria mekikire Limuru arathia beto security ni thirikari yo ino aria ngari ciao ciaburirwe aria mendaga kuragwa ni andu aria mari kuu andu aria ite ciao cia unangirwo nio maratuika followed asini mo maratuika suspects tukamakaga muno ati tukeragwa ati my clients ati ni mara suspect ati ni mendaga kuraga mundu tent iria ya gwithirwo ni nyanake icio nibo my clients mekarite no makigwithia tent baria mekarite matuike injured turenda kuga atiriri thirikari netiga gwitigira no ikuthi na mbere na gucemania with the full force ya Kenya na nimekora matongoretu no atongoria aya uramona aba na mange megokora magiuka ange aingi muno taruto uyu senator Maanzo ni senator wa kuma kuria Makueni ni senator wa Waipa no ego kwa mena ithui na solidarity itu ya andu magema tondu niturengeririe Gikuyu Embu Meru na Ekamba nikio na senator uyu guku aumite okundu gugwitwa Makueni tondu ritho ririragia iniuru nikio ramona guku na turenda kwira William Ruto atiriri let him prepare himself for a future and aggressive contest tondu nginya tumurute gitini kiu apende asipende
maybe kire guongerera ri tagwa wakiri macaria guongerera kaundu kanini kau kario haha gakonie uhoro wa gwetha kihoto kia kire gathie na mbere thini wa bibilioni ni twiga ta mawakiri thirikari ingenda kumenya ni andu ariku maganire nacio marutire wira ucio wakuna ngaite wa kuhura andu na gwika waganu ucio wothe wekirwo thini wa Limuru no mahote na handu ha kunyita clients aitu ri na matiri mahitia mekite ri na nio mahuragwo ona nio mendaga kuhuragwo thirikari ingenda kumenya ma otoguo twerwo haha ni mweshimiwa ni heshimiwa ya haha kwina video cieko cirathiruruka na video ici nionania mbica cia andu acio othe mari meka maundu mau gukira turoria ta mawakiri ni atiriri no mahuthire njira ya gwetha uira kumana na igoti kindu twitaga public inquiry mangenda kumenya mari no meke public inquiry na mamika ri guguthio mbere ya igoti na andu aria othe mena uira ukonie uria waganu ucio wekirwo ni meguka na marehe uira ucio hau na kuma hau andra mekugwetwo na moneke nio mekire maundu mau ri thirikari no mwera ikinya na matwarithie bakinya ma watho na mohu ni undu wa mahithia mau. Thank you.
Kejeri na Gikuyu ndikwarĩtie na Gikuyu. O ta ũrĩa ngugĩte.
Well done.
O ta ũrĩa ngugĩte mũthenya wa ũmũthĩ nĩ ta kũũrĩra worĩra. Apone. O ta ũrĩa ngugĩte mũthenya wa ũmũthĩ nĩ kũũrĩra worĩra tondũ twatinda obici ya DCI kuma rũcinĩ thaa 2 o ũguo mana hatarĩ na ũndũ tũreka tondũ tũmerire tũtikũmarĩria na tũtikũmahe ũhoro ũrĩa marenda tondũ megũtwĩtĩte atĩ nĩgetha tũmahe ũhoro ũngĩmateithĩrĩria gwĩka ũthuthuria. Twamera nĩo DCI ithuĩ ti DCI. Gũciarwo nĩ tũkuona nakĩo hau mbere kũrĩa thĩinĩ wa igoti. No nyende kuuga atĩrĩrĩ, angĩkorwo na ma DCI na thirikari ĩno ĩratongorio nĩ William Ruto, angĩkorwo nĩ marenda kũmenya ũrĩa gwathire kũrĩa Limuru, nĩ mekĩre imenyithia kũrĩa Bibilioni, matware hema o hau cukuru-inĩ ũcio twarĩ, mere mũndũ wothe wĩna ũndũ onire ũrĩa gwathire nĩ ũkĩandĩkithie nĩgetha makĩnyite mĩitũ ĩrĩa yarĩhĩtwo gũka gũthararia igongona rĩu. Na reke ngwĩre andũ a Bibilioni, andũ a Limuru na andũ arĩa nginya meroragĩra TV-inĩ mangĩiyũra kũu. Koguo tũrĩa DCI tia kũhũthĩka nĩ thirikari ũtũguoyohie tondũ ithuĩ onokorwo tũrĩ anini gĩ siasa nĩ hĩndĩ tũraingĩrire siasa cia national, ithuĩ twĩregete ũguo nĩ kuga tũrenda gũkinyĩrĩria atĩ nĩ tũrathiĩ na mbere na gũtũmĩkĩra mũingĩ wa Kiambu na mũingĩ wa Mount Kenya na mũingĩ wa Kenya tũtegwĩtigĩra. Koguo they must conduct a public inquiry. Wa kerĩ, nĩ tũrona thirikari ĩno ĩcokete harĩa twarĩ ha Moi kũhũthĩra borithi, kũhũthĩra intimidation, kũhũthĩra abduction, kũhũthĩra killings nĩgetha andũ makire tondũ makĩnyitwo mĩgwate family nĩ ikũmera ũitigai kana makĩũragwo nĩ mekwĩrwo aca. Koguo tũraiga tũtirĩ tuona kana tũtiĩrĩga kuona thirikari ikinyĩte harĩa ikinyĩte kahinda-inĩ gaka ĩratũririkanio mahinda ma Moi. Na nĩ ũru mũno kuona President William Ruto ũrĩa ũrarĩraga o haha TV-inĩ kahinda kangĩ akiuga ũrĩa aranyarirwo nĩ thirikari ĩrĩa ĩrarĩho hau kabere, akiuga ũrĩa aragagio, akiuga ũrĩa atunywo thigari cia kũmũrangĩra aneo cia AP, akiuga ndaretĩkĩrio kũingĩra kũnakũ, atĩ arahũthĩra tactics o iria cirahũthĩragwo hau kabere. Twenda kũũria President, tiga kwenda gũtũguoyohia tondũ tũtiĩtigĩra, tiga kwenda kũhũthĩra borithi matũnyite, ona mangĩtũnyita 200 3 4, ithuĩ no tũgũthiĩ na mbere na kũrũgama na kĩhoto na no tũgũthiĩ na mbere na kũrũĩrĩra andũ aitũ a Mount Kenya na tũtikũguoyoha na tũtigwĩtigĩra na twĩre DCI ona ndagetĩkĩra kũhũthĩrwo, twĩre magoti matigetĩkĩra kũhũthĩrwo na twĩre o rũhonge ruothe rwa thirikari, executive kana president na munini wake Bwana Gĩthũre, acio nĩ andũ me harĩa makinyĩte marakara mao marĩa menamo marenda kũmarekereria kwĩ mũingĩ, kũmarekereria gwĩ ithuĩ atongoria, no tugĩte mũrorakara mũroikara, ithuĩ no tũgũthiĩ na mbere na kũrũĩra mũingĩ wa Kenya. Asanteni.
Romo hana ni gweta kigo. Ni ndenda kuga. Ndiarĩ Gĩkũyũ. Ndenda rũgame ha. Okay. Ni ngwenda kuga o kigo kĩmwe kĩa na ihenya mũno. Ũhoro wa detention without trial, kuohwo ũtarĩ mũtuĩre. Nĩ ũndũ ndatũraga njiguaga tene wekagwo nĩ Moi. No ũmũthĩ nĩ ndawona detention without trial. Tondũ ithuĩ twĩrehire gũkũ kwa DCI kuma thaa 1 na tũigwo nĩ DCI nginya 5:30 nĩguo kagũtwĩra inukai niĩ ndina ciũria ndenda kũmũria. Gũtirĩ ũndũ twĩrĩtwo mũthenya wothe kuma rĩrĩa ũkĩire na kuma rĩrĩa tũingĩrire kũrĩa watu akuma ũkerwo atĩ ndũkambe kuma tondũ investigation nĩ irathi na mbere. No hatirĩ ũndũ ona ũmwe twĩrĩtwo nĩ DCI atĩ ũũ nĩguo tũkwendaga kana ũũ nĩguo tũkwendaga. Finally okatwĩra atĩ niĩ ndina kĩũria ndenda kũmũria, inyuĩ mũinũke rĩrĩa ndĩmũbatara nĩ ndĩmwĩta. Na ingĩra kwĩra DCI rĩrĩa rĩtũbatara nĩ tũrĩũka, no nake no nginya atige gũtũteangĩra mahinda. Gũtirĩ hĩndĩ tũgĩkorwo atĩ twatinda gũkũ kuma rũcinĩ, kaunti ya Kiambu represented bunge, kaunti ya Nyandarua represented bunge, kaunti ya Makueni represented bunge, no mũthuma mũthenya wa bunge ira aratũteangĩre mũthenya mũgima tũratinda Nyĩrĩ na ndarĩ kĩũria na kĩmwe atũririe. Angĩkorwo wĩrĩtwo nĩ William Ruto tũtware igoti-inĩ, we tũtware igoti-inĩ o rĩmwe nĩ tũgũcirĩra kuo tondũ gũkũ ũticirithanagio. Wa kerĩ, gũtirĩ hĩndĩ ũngĩta mũndũ mwĩre atĩ arenda gũkũhe wĩira. Na andũ arĩa monekete na makoyo video makĩhũra ngari cia heshima na makĩhũra ngari cia Deputy President William Ruto, Deputy President Gashagua, andå arä a matåmä nä arä a magätongoria thirikari-inä no mbica ciao nä ironekana nä iramenyeka angäkorwo nä irakĩoneka nä iramenyeka rä gũtirĩ no må rä å ranyitwo rĩ ũngĩtwĩra atä harĩ investigation ũreka haha finally ũngĩkorwo atä nä ũratwĩra atä ũrenda tũkũhe information na nĩ wambĩte gũtuĩrota ũkauga atä aya nĩo mahĩtĩtie rĩ angĩkorwo nĩ atongoria arĩa mathurĩtwo ũrendaga a Kiambu mũmbunge wa Limuru arĩ kuo na seneta wa Kiambu arĩ kuo erĩ mangima haha macokie cira marĩ hamwe no angĩkorwo mwaramwĩta ũkamwĩra atä we nĩ ndekwĩra nĩwe wekire ũru rĩ ũrekwĩrwo nĩwe wahũranire mũmbunge wa Limuru akerwo atä ũrekwĩrwo nĩ wahũranire nĩ mũhũre rĩ ũrekwĩrwo atä nĩwe ndakũraga nawe mwenyewe nĩwe woragagwo rĩ matingĩkĩandĩkĩte atä ũrekwĩrwo nĩwe ndakwĩruta muoyo tondũ ndũgĩkorwo atä ũrĩhĩte anake moke makũhũre ũcoke uge atä nĩ ũgũka kũribota haha DCI finally ũrĩa ingĩenda kwĩra President William Ruto harĩa arenda gũcokia bũrũri ũyũ wa mbere kũhũthĩra borithi kũguoyohia andũ wa kerĩ kũhinyĩrĩria media andũ a media inyuĩ mwĩ haha na nĩ mũĩ amwe anyu mahũrĩtwo makaunangĩrwo kamera cianyu o kwenda gũka kũmenya nĩ atĩa kũrathiĩ na mbere na ingĩenda kũmũcokeria ngatho tondũ tiga nĩ inyuĩ andũ a media na nĩ mũĩ tiga nĩ inyuĩ Karũngũ wa Thang'wa Senator Methu Senator Manzo Mheshimiwa wa Limuru Ndegwa Njirũ ithuothe tũngĩarara thĩiniĩ tondũ rĩtana na ũrĩa ngũroraga kũrĩa gũgĩthiĩ na mbere gũtigũthiaga na mbere atĩ ũndũ tũkwendaga ũtũrekio no rĩrĩa mamenya mũrĩ o haha no mũrathiĩ na mbere gũkaba ũhoro ũyũ nĩkĩo gĩatũma matũrekererie tũkĩenda kwĩra President William Ruto determination ĩrĩa twĩnayo kwarĩrĩria bũrũri witũ na kwarĩrĩria andũ aitũ it is so deep ona ũngĩtũrehera cira ũmwe merĩ matatũ matano mirioni ĩmwe no tũkũrũgama finally tũraigua tũgĩconoka mũno ithuĩ twathurire President William Ruto tondũ atwĩrire ndeithiai ndĩmũhatĩke ndeithiai andũ aya nĩ mahũthĩra borithi kũhũra ndeithiai andũ aya nĩ mahingũrĩra andũ arĩa tũkoragwo nao macira no o ũrĩa arĩraga President William Ruto atĩ nĩ arekwo noguo areka andũ arĩa angĩ no akwenda kwĩrwo o ũrĩa nake ekire hĩndĩ ĩrĩa agĩtoria andũ acio mahũthagĩra mahinya ma borithi na mahinya marĩa mangĩ agĩmatoria onake noguo tũkũmwĩka o ũguo atoririe ona ithuĩ noguo tũkũmũtoria.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you kuno mundu makihana mwiroreri na ni kuma gondo kigene ta Kiambu Road goko ne county ya Kiambu no kuno mundu makihana no akeigo marakorwo makiuga ati kana masendetasi marakorwo makiuga ati andu aria kwina andu ingi muno monekire video-ini hindi ria maundu makorwo makihandika kuria Limuru hindi ria gwakire na mathiko no andu acio matirakorwo maginyitwo ni maabitha a borithi kana matirakorwo makiuria ciuria no andu aria matakiri na mahitia nio marakorwo makiurio ciuria koguo uguo maundu makihana kungimiri kaundu kangi no nginya gukorwo gikumenyeria handu-ini Paxson TV kuma gukorwo ndokiokaine ta kwa DCI headquarter guku ni Kiambu Road county ya Kiambu ni njitagwo Paxson Shege wa Gunya. Asante sana. Microphone ya mundu hera umana ni yao vizuri tuonekana kwa news basi no ya janja kana yao Kenya Today eha Kenya Today ina kanya muthini ina kama microphone thini aliweka microphone ni janja ama ni janja yeah hizi yako mbili bali yako mbili tayari chuma moto ni nani Mr. ni mwana ogithia na waicio microphone mode tena ina ba mwana na bana sawa jana no ararigisa ni microphone ya hapo wako ni mundu agira kamera asante sana